Bank robbers were looking for an easy target. Big store, lots of cash, elderly security guard. When they looked at Frank Miller, they saw just a harmless old man. 25 minutes later, all four were in handcuffs and Frank had revealed his old identity once more. Welcome to the Frontline Voices. Before we begin this exciting story, tell us in the comments which city you're watching from today, and if you believe stories like this need to be heard, hit that subscribe button. Bank robbers were looking for an easy target. Big store, lots of cash, elderly security guard. When they looked at Frank Miller, they saw just a harmless old man. 25 minutes later, all four were in handcuffs and Frank had revealed his old identity once more. Frank Miller had been a security guard at Riverside Walmart for 6 years. 62 years old, medium height, gray-haired, always smiling, kind man. Customers loved him, employees respected him. They called him Safe Frank, because everyone felt secure when he was around. That Friday morning, Frank arrived at 8 o'clock as usual, put on his uniform, clipped his radio, started daily rounds. It was Black Friday season, store was crowded. Frank helped customers, made children smile, maintained normal routine. Nobody knew that Frank Miller was actually Frank Iron Fist Miller, one of Chicago Police Department's most decorated detectives. 25 years police, 47 dangerous criminal arrests, Medal of Honor recipient. But 6 years ago, he retired, chose quiet life. At 2:30 p.m., everything changed. Blue Ford sedan parked in store lot. 4 men got out. Young, aggressive, attention-getting movements. Frank noticed them but didn't sound alarm. They hadn't committed crime yet. First man, Jake Morrison, 28 years old, experienced criminal with multiple robbery records. Second, Tommy Rodriguez, 25, Jake's partner. Third, Danny the Kid. Walsh, 22, rookie but aggressive. Fourth, Mike Chen, 30, weapons expert with Asian gang connections. While Frank watched them, they acted like normal customers. But Frank could read danger signs with 25 years' experience. Tense walks, constantly scanning surroundings, eyes spotting security cameras. Dispatcher, security. Frank spoke into radio. Copy, Frank. What's up? Possible suspicious activity. 4 males, blue Ford sedan, plate number. Frank noted license. Copy. Continue monitoring. Frank followed them but kept distance. They stopped at electronics, looked at expensive TVs, then headed to customer service. Frank's suspicion grew. At 2:45, they moved. Jake approached cashier, acting like normal customer. Excuse me, where's the manager? In back office, can I help? No, need to speak with manager. Meanwhile, Tommy and Danny approached different cashiers. Mike waited by exit door. Frank understood. This was coordinated movement, classic robbery setup. Frank changed position, moved closer to customer service. Hand went to radio. Just then, Jake drew weapon. Everybody on the ground. This is a robbery. Panic began. Customers screaming, falling to ground. Tommy and Danny also drew guns. All cash registers open now, Jake shouted. Frank's position was perfect. Could see 3 robbers, knew Mike's location. 25 years' experience kicked in. 911, 911. Armed robbery in progress, Riverside Walmart. Frank spoke into radio. Jake heard him. Hey you, old man. Drop the radio. Frank raised hands, dropped radio to ground. Okay, stay calm. Get over here. Frank slowly approached. Jake saw him as just elderly security guard. Easy target. You got weapon? No, Frank lied. Had a .38 special pistol hidden at waist, leftover from police retirement. Good. You stay quiet. Nobody gets hurt. But Frank wouldn't stay quiet, because there were families with children behind, pregnant women, elderly people. He had to protect them. Tommy, cash registers, Jake ordered. Tommy ran to registers, started pulling money. Danny controlled customers. Mike still waited at exit. Frank analyzed situation. 4 armed men, 50-plus innocent people, Police 10 minutes away. Had to take action. Jake had brought manager from back office. Open the safe. I don't know combination. Bullshit. Open it or people die. Frank knew management safe combination, security guard knowledge, but wouldn't give it because he was making plan. Frank slowly moved closer to Tommy. Appeared helpless old man, actually calculating angle, distance, opportunity. Tommy didn't notice Frank while taking money from register. Perfect moment came. Frank suddenly lunged forward, grabbed Tommy's weapon and twisted. 25 years police training stayed in muscle memory. Tommy dropped gun. Frank controlled him. What the hell? Jake turned, but Frank already had Tommy's weapon, moved to safe position. Chicago police! Drop your weapons. Jake was shocked. You're not police, you're security guard. 25 years Chicago PD Detective Frank Miller. Now drop your weapons. Danny panicked, fired at Frank. Frank took cover behind counter, returned fire. Danny hit in shoulder. Mike ran in from exit, but Frank positioned perfect. Second shot found Mike's leg. Jake desperately took manager hostage. Back off, or he dies. Jake, listen to me. Frank used calm voice. Building surrounded, police coming. Release hostage. Easy way out. No way. We're leaving. Look around Jake. Tommy down, Danny wounded, Mike can't walk. It's over. Frank slowly advanced, keeping low. Jake was nervous, gun shaking. I said back off. Jake, I've been doing this 25 years. Arrested 47 dangerous criminals. You're number 48. Shut up. But Frank applied psychological pressure. Your mother Maria lives on 47th Street. 3 kids, struggling financially. Don't choose this path, Jake. Jake was shocked. How do you know about my mother? Because I know you, Jake Morrison. Arrested you 2019, burglary charge. Gave you second chance, remember? Jake stopped. He remembered. Young Detective Frank Miller had arrested him as juvenile but recommended lighter sentence. You're that cop. Yes, and I'm telling you same thing I told you then. Wrong path, Jake. Jake was confused. Frank used advantage, moved closer. Release manager, lay down weapon. I'll help you like before. Jake hesitated, then slowly released hostage. Weapon down, Jake. Jake put gun on ground, sirens outside getting louder. Police arriving. Frank quickly secured all 4 suspects. Tommy unconscious, Danny and Mike wounded but stable. Jake surrendered. Customers shouting, Frank! Frank! He saved us! Frank! Little girl ran to him. Are you real police? Frank kneeled down, smiled. Yes, sweetie, I'm police. You're safe now. Police stormed in, led by Sergeant Davis. Frank? Frank Miller. What are you doing here? Long story, Davis. 4 suspects secured, 2 wounded, need medical. Jesus Christ, Frank, you single-handedly stopped armed robbery? Just doing my job. Paramedics arrived, treated wounded. Media started gathering outside. Store manager Carol approached Frank. Frank, I had no idea you were police. Former police, just security guard now. Not anymore. After this, you're legend. Local news arrived. Reporter Sarah Kim interviewed Frank. Detective Miller, how did you stop 4 armed robbers alone? Experience, training, and concern for innocent people. Why didn't you tell anyone about police background? Didn't seem relevant. I'm security guard now. Different job. Will you continue working here? Frank looked around. Customers applauding, children smiling, co-workers showing respect. This felt right. Yes, this is my community now. Story went viral. Former detective stops Walmart robbery, headlines everywhere. Chicago PD called. Frank, want your old job back? Frank considered. 25 years detective, adrenaline, action, importance, versus quiet security job, helping customers, peaceful life. Thanks, but I'm needed here, Walmart corporate called. Mr. Miller, we want to promote you head of security, all Chicago stores. Appreciate it, but I like this store. These people. Month later, Frank back on duty. But everything changed. Customers treated him like hero. Kids asked for autographs. Media occasionally stopped by. Frank didn't change, though. Same smile, same helpfulness, same quiet professionalism. One day, young guard asked, "Frank, miss being detective?" Frank thought. Every job serves people differently. Detective Frank served city. Security Frank serves community. Both important. Which do you prefer? Here, I prevent problems before they start. Detective work, you solve them after. I like prevention better. 6 months later, Frank got call. Chicago PD wanted him to train security guards citywide. Detective Miller, we need your expertise. Teaching other guards what you know. Frank accepted. Part-time training, part-time Walmart. Best of both worlds. First training session, 20 security guards attended. Gentlemen, ladies, you're not just guards. You're first responders, community protectors, peacekeepers. Young guard raised hand. How do you stay calm during crisis? Training, experience, but most important, remember why you're there. Protect innocent people. That purpose gives strength. Frank's success story inspired others. More police veterans took security jobs. Crime decreased in stores with trained guards. Frank Miller became symbol. Second careers, quiet heroism, community service. Year later, Frank received Community Award. Outstanding service to Riverside community. Speech time, Frank stood before crowd. I'm just security guard, but learned something. Heroism isn't about badges or guns. It's about standing up when needed, protecting those who can't protect themselves. Audience applauded. Anyone can be hero. Just requires decision. When trouble comes, will you help or hide? Frank finished. Choose help. Choose service. Choose community. Standing ovation. Frank Miller, former detective, current security guard, forever protector. Did this story impact you? Do you know someone like Frank who serves in their second career? Share in the comments, and if you believe stories like this need to be heard, don't forget to follow the Frontline Voices.